Hi, I'm Tina Ann Middleton, author of the Forestville series. I'd like to welcome you today to the writing journey, where we inspire and encourage each other in the craft of writing. Today we'll be talking about dealing with discouragement. We'll be right back. Writing is a wonderful, exciting form of creativity, creative expression. It can also be stressful and discouraging. Let's talk about some of the ways that it can be discouraging, some of the things that might go through your mind, things I've experienced. First one, I can't think what to write. I have an idea, but I don't know how to flesh it out. That's why it took me 5 years to write my first book. I got one paragraph written, didn't like it, and set it aside. Anybody else out there feel the same way? Yeah. How about, I finished this book and it was good, but I don't know what to write next. I don't have a clue what to write next. You're going to have to look for inspiration in your everyday things. How about this one? Like me, with the writing journey, I don't know what to write next. For my blog, newsletter, writing journey, whatever. I don't know what to write next. I cannot tell you how many times I have sat down at this computer, opened up Word, and said, Lord, I don't know what to write. Help. But it always comes to me. Okay, let's look at the next section. I wrote a book, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do next. How do I edit it? There are programs like Pro Writing Aid. Love that program. There's also a book. This is what happens when you get to my age. You forget the names of things. But it's called Editor Proof Your Writing. How to editor proof your writing. And it corrects a lot of the mistakes that we make as writers. You can also find someone to look it over. You might think, I did my editing, but I know I need somebody else to look at it. You can hire proofreaders, editors. This is a wonderful book right here, Christian Writer's Market Guide. And it tells all kinds of resources that are available for writers. And there's a section in there on proofreaders and editors. Beta readers. It is so helpful to have somebody put their eyes on your book for you. Because you read it, and you might read it 20 times, and after a while, that same paragraph, it looks fine. Somebody else can read it and find that error you missed all 20 times. When I wrote my first book, Mistaken Target, and I sent it to my beta readers, I had gone over this book I don't know how many times. In the story, there's a bar. It's called Pot of Gold. And one of my beta readers caught that I had missed the L in that word gold. So it was Pot of God. That's not a good name for a bar. So I wouldn't have caught that. What do I do about publishing? Okay, if you're going to do traditional publishing, okay, how do you find an agent? How do you find a publisher? And I've not experienced it, but I've heard that can be discouraging. Again, this book tells all different agents. There's sections in here on agents, section in here on publishers. This is well worth the money. And they write it each year. This one says 2021. And when I ordered it, I didn't realize they already had 2022 out. I would have gotten that one. But it's well worth the money because it tells you all kinds of resources. Now, what if you indie publish? And for those of you who are sitting out there going, what if you what? Indie publish, independent publishing, self-publishing. That's got its own sources of discouragement. Okay, who do I publish with? There's so many. It's Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble. This book has a whole list of independent publishing companies. You look through, see who looks like they're going to be good for you, go with them. But yeah, it's got its own discouragements. I indie published my book, but this is the one that I see sometimes, a lot of times. My sales are low. Something I keep trying to tell myself not to do. I keep telling myself, don't keep going back and checking. I still go back and check. But yeah, if you check obsessively, like I've been known to do, it's going to be discouraging if your sales have not come back up. And once your book has been out there for a while, it's what they call a backlist book. Yeah, the sales can go down. No reviews. Nobody's reviewed my book. Or low reviews. What do you mean 2 stars? It's going to happen. All I can say is chill. Don't let that drag you down. You are also going to get trolls sometimes. These are the ones that will give you 1 star. And they'll tell you some ridiculous reason why they did it. I had 2 of them who gave me 1 star because my books are Christian books. And they don't like them being Christian books. I'm like, okay, then why did you read it? So just know that's going to happen. It's part of our writing. Now let me pause here and encourage you, if you like what you see with these videos, subscribe to my channel, The Writing Journey. Also be sure that you ring the bell so you're notified of future videos. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Goodreads, and my Amazon author page. So I've talked about the things that can be discouraging. Let's see if I can offer you some encouragement. And you know, when I offer this to you, these are things I've had to tell myself. First of all, remember, we're in this for the long haul. This is not a one and done for most of us. There might be somebody, there's one book they wanted to write. They wrote it, okay, they're fine. But for a lot of us, we want to keep writing, right? We want to write more stories, more books. So remember, this is not a short-term thing. Think about why you write. Are you writing for money? You might want to reconsider that. Are you writing for fame? Are you writing for the satisfaction of writing, crafting a good story? So what I would say to you is what I have to say to myself a lot of times. Don't give up. You've got that story in you, those stories in you. You've got something to share. So even if you don't like the way your story sounds, okay, go back through and polish it. And polish it again, and polish it again. And then find someone else to read it for you, and polish it again. You don't know what to do with it afterward. Use sources like this book. For traditional publishing, for independent publishing, go for it. As we all know, discouragement is a fact of life, no matter what we do. I mean, most of you who are watching this, you're adults like I am. You've already faced discouragement. We can't just stop doing stuff because we're discouraged. So, take a breath, get your cup of coffee, cup of tea, bottle of water, pull up your computer, put that paper in the typewriter, pick up that pen and notebook, and keep writing. You have a great day.